Welcome back to the channel. In this week's video, I'm going to be running through 7 minutes of tips and fun facts in The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Make sure you get some bev and a little bit of snacks because this is a longer video than I'm used to making, and I hope that you learned something new today. Alright, starting off with the first one, if you're getting attacked by a group of skeleton monsters, all you're going to want to do is grab yourself some dazzle fruit. You can find it in your inventory, and then throw the dazzle fruit at them, and then immediately they will all just die and you won't have to worry about hitting their heads like you usually have to worry about. If you're trying to start a fire and you don't want to use any of your good weapons that you've been grinding to get, simply take out the ingredients to start a fire and then shoot a normal arrow at it, and if it hits the flint, then you have yourself a fire that you can sleep through the night with. You can also get your arrow back, so the only downside of this is use a little bit of bow durability. In Tears of the Kingdom, the horse stables actually produce smoke coming out of their mouths. This is so that you can see them from further away. Pretty neat little feature. If you go to Hateno and you've collected yourself some paraglider fabrics, you might know that you can actually change your paraglider fabric in Tears of the Kingdom now. It's a big improvement over Breath of the Wild in my opinion, as it allows a little bit more customization to the game. All you gotta do is visit Sage and give him 20 rupees and a fabric, and he will change it up for you right quick. Let me know your favorite paraglider fabric in the comments below. And while you're down there, if you're enjoying the video, feel free to leave a like and maybe even consider subscribing. Alright, let's dive right back into it. This next one is about bloopies. If you're new to this series, you might not know what these little guys are, but if you see them in the wild, shoot them as many times in the butt with an arrow as you want, and you can collect rupees from them as long as they don't despawn by running away. They're a little bit quick, so good luck. What's the most amount of times you've ever hit a bloopie? Let me know in the comments below. I think I've only hit them like 4 times. I'm pretty bad at it, to be honest with you. Anyway. Another new feature in Tears of the Kingdom is that the horse stables, you can collect pony points by using the stable's services like sleeping in the beds or registering a horse. Once you collect a few pony points, you can actually redeem yourself a pulling harness for your horse, which is really cool. It's an addition that lets you attach things using your Ultra Hand ability to your horse and pull them around, such as wagons or any other thing that your brain can come up with. If you find yourself needing to collect a bunch of mushrooms for a side quest and they're all on the side of a cliff, all you gotta do is shoot them down. I don't know how long it took me to figure this out. I don't know how long it took everybody else to figure this out, but it should have been more intuitive. Anyway, you also get your arrows back, so also the only cost is a little bit of bow durability. Just use a bow you don't really care about. Another horse tip, if you found yourself early game and you've got a horse that's maybe not the best, doesn't have very great stamina, like this one only has 3 spurs, and you find yourself running out of those really quick, all you gotta do is harvest yourself some Endura carrots and feed it to your horse. This will give your horse a couple of extra spurs that you can use in case of emergencies. However, these do wear off after you use them one time, so just keep that in mind. This next tip is for when you're diving into some chasms. So when you approach the chasm and you dive into it, a lot of the time you'll just free fall down, and if you're anything like me, you'll hit the bottom because you think it's a little deeper than it actually is. The solution for this is very simple. When you're diving down into the chasm, all you're going to do is open up your little inventory where you can drop things like a hot drop, and then just drop a bright bloom seed, and it will fall faster than you and hit the ground, illuminating the ground, letting you know when to open your paraglider for a safe landing. If you haven't yet found any of the pieces of the minor set, like I haven't found the chest piece yet, some taluses will actually drop luminous hearts when you kill them, like this one. You can then fuse the luminous heart to a shield, and it will act as sort of a pseudo minor set shield for you. Of course, you can just use glowfish or bright caps and create glowing effect dishes, but this is a little bit more fun. Alright, I'm going to show you guys a tutorial on how to make an automatic apple picker, since picking apples in this game, although they're really fun to eat because you can spam them out of your inventory and good when you don't have any meals, they're a little bit of a hassle to climb up the trees. So what you're going to want to do is, assuming you have collected a bunch, throw them on the ground and then start fusing them together. This is going to feel like it's taking forever, but I promise you it's worth it. This footage is obviously sped up. It probably takes about a minute to fuse them all together. Once you do that, you can actually just save it in your auto build and then go through an apple orchard and just collect as many apples as you want. You don't even have to build it. You can just press B to cancel and all the apples will fall to the ground, giving you an easy harvest. If you're looking for a great place to farm apples, right here on Satori Mountain is a great place to start. It's happened to everybody before. You're gliding through the air and then all of a sudden you take a peek at your stamina bar and realize you're actually almost out. Well, the solution is simple, but if you're a new player to the game, you might not know this yet. You always have a little bit of an emergency backup of glider. All you're going to want to do is free fall all the way to the ground, and then once you're right above the ground, open up your glider, it will open up for a couple seconds, allowing you to land safely. If you played a lot of Breath of the Wild and you missed the runes, for me, I really miss Cryonis, this tip is for you. You can actually create ice platforms just by throwing ice fruit into the water, or using an ice weapon and swinging it above the water. Gives you a little bit of nostalgia, doesn't it? Throwing bomb barrels is a joke in Tears of the Kingdom. There's absolutely no point to throw them anymore. If you do throw them, you just look like a goof like this. What you're going to want to do is just fuse those bomb barrels to a spear that you don't really care about, and it just makes it so much more effective and easy to aim. Remember when we talked about paragliders earlier? Well, there is a quest that you can get from Sage, where he asks for you to take a photo of a choo-choo. Once you photograph one of those cute little jelly blobs in the wild, you take it back to him in Hateno, and he will make you a choo-choo fabric for your paraglider. Doing this quest also unlocks a bunch of other references that he would like photos for, allowing you to expand your paraglider collection quite a bit. You can shield surf over gloom to prevent yourself from taking damage. The best way to shield surf in the game is by using frozen meat and fusing it to the bottom of your shield. Makes it a little bit more slippery. This last one is pretty fun. I bet you didn't know Colonel Sanders had a feature in this game, and I bet you didn't know that you could make a bunch of rupees off him if you've got the right stuff. What you're going to want to go to is Bedrock Bistro and literally find Colonel Sanders sitting there. He has got a thing for flint. He really likes chewing on flint, so what you're going to want to do is, as you're traveling around the world, just collect a bunch of flint, take it to him. If he finds ripened flint in the pile of flint that you give him, he will give you 1,000 rupees. It's pretty rewarding. The best way to find flint in the game is just by killing taluses and mining the ore deposits on the side of cliffs and in caves. Alright, that's it for this video. I hope that you guys learned something new. If you did, feel free to subscribe. As always, my links will be in the description below if you want to follow along on Twitch or TikTok. That's it. Hope you have a good day. Bye.